Nge mutolu tulima mwikalile Pakusundana winga mwea upikiche Pakusundana winga mwea upikiche Uwina winga mwe Iwe wilungulula Uwina winga mwe Iwe wilungulula
Right? Oh.
Nawingana we mwe utekele Nawingana we mwe utekele Viningana ya tala mwe na winga mwe Viningana ya tala mwe na winga mwe Uwina winga mwe Iwe wilumbulula Uwina winga kalana Iwe wilumbulula Siwingana we mwe utekele Siwingana we mwe utekele Nawinga wino atola umwache mwe Nawinga wino atola umwache mwe Uwina winga we uwi utekele Uwi siwinga kana uwi utekele Masala me mwe ya ipisha Masala me mwe ya ipisha Angusunga ni nganda mwe na winga mwe Angusunga ni nganda mwe na winga mwe Uwina winga mwe Iwe wilumbulula Uwina winga kalana Iwe wilumbulula Siwingana we mwe utekele Siwingana we mwe utekele Nawinga wino atola umwache mwe Nawinga wino atola umwache mwe Uwi siwinga mwe Uwi utekele Uwi siwinga mwe Uwi utekele Viene mujini Hello, 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 hello. Hello, good evening. Good evening, Chiwempala. Good evening, Chirundu. Good evening, Chililabombwe, Solwezi, Kasempa, Mufumbwe. Good evening, Mongu. Good evening, Senanga and Sesheke. Good evening, one of our favorite places, Kacholola. Kacholola. I believe you all know where that is. This is TVBAKWETU, Elias Musha here, coming to you live from Calgary, Alberta. And I am here with our TVBAKWETU co-host, Gladys Storm. And I don't even know where Gladys is. Gladys, please say hello to everybody.
Good evening, good evening. Mwashubukeni mukwai, mwaikaleni mukwai. I am saying good evening. Kuno kuchalo cha mpepo, kuchalo cha talala, batimi timashesu, shintu shakaba. Kuno, niku Denmark.
All right. And Himba Malambo.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Swilila, go Jigankata, go Malala, go Nanduva, go Singani, Guchoma, Tomiaha. Guno Kotuvete Swevoku TVBAKWETU. I'm Tomtambula Manzovilo.
All right. Thank you. Now, as the song that we were playing is a beautiful Namwanga Mambwe song, and it's a wedding song. So maybe we are playing for somebody who is about to have a wedding or something, because sometimes it's prophetic. So anyone planning a wedding or anything like that, this is the song you should sing, you should play at Nawinga by Kalambo Hit Parade in Namwanga. In Namwanga Mambwe. Do you speak some Mambwe, Himba?
Bamunsha. Kuplika niplika kopadogo. But kuyoya Chomeni.
Is that Mambwe?
This is Tumbuka. Nava ikata. This is Tumbuka.
There is a new version of Mambwe. Anyway,
Chimambwe awenda shimfwa ndomfwa ukulanda awe adishupa batukumfwa ndomfwa.
I think we need some Mambwe speakers here so that we can balance up the equation. Bantu chao shichachila. Pano every day chao shicheka cheka nechilamba.
Ichao siye chipanga ko sense. Tamufile pya chitana nani kani. Pya chitana rai mati chao siye fipanga ko sense namwe.
So several things. We are coming very late. This is almost midnight. Midnight 22:45 in Zambia, and so we are coming very late.
Here.
21:45, 22:45 in Chilufya, and so we are actually speaking to people who can't sleep. So that's why they are with us here today. Otherwise, peaceful people are sleeping now. No kulota bale lota. If we're to be busy here trying to entertain people that can't sleep. Bohimba, what do you think?
Vamunshokulala tulefwa nomba ulukungu lwafulisha lufwile lwaika tusanse kwa menshi paluvansa. There's too much dust. We need to kusansa kwa menshi filia.
All right. So this week there was this a protest by University of Zambia students. So University of Zambia students, they are protesting, and the reason why they are protesting is because, UNZA has been in a chronic state of mismanagement, and it's like every government after every government struggles with the same thing. The president of UNZAS was saying, what happens with the students is, imagine somebody is doing a degree by University of Zambia, but when they have to use the toilet, a very colorful language, they have to go to the local East Park, for toilet. The University of Zambia has no facilities for toilet, no toilet facilities. Imagine, 57 years after independence, our premier institution of learning, it's terrible.
Sorry. Ngabalanda the clique of thieves bafulwa. Number after weshuwa. All these years abantu besu balekana okukwata ama toilet. Telo ngababe bat clique of things that yo mwatutuka, yo mwasonta na shani, which is just the reality. But balefwa ama school fees ya what leteni ama school fees, but ngokwa kuya mkuichefesha bakula ichefesha kwisa.
Okay. So that's the university. Number, what is so complicated about having a toilet for the University of Zambia? If you have complicated, okay, ukupanga toilet. I mean, isn't it that toilet? Namkwate chukura nchi toilet. Namkwata na menshi. Namkwata no wakukumpa. Isn't that easy? What is complicated about having a students? But Gladys, at what time did you use ukuichefya?
Kwa kuya mkuichefya kunganda ya mafunde kayinga bala mafunde kuya mkuichefya nanguli wandalama kuichefya nangu wasendo tusaka tuandalama tonse kuichefya
bonse tulaya
imagine bamushanga bakulikolo pali kamera uli mlya munganda kayinga bonse tulaichefya ngafya abashani
wafya sana number that is the University of Zambia, and so the only way that they try to communicate is to have a protest. So they had a protest. What are the solutions? What can be done about that?
The problems we are having, Ramunsha, the previous government we had, they were very good at building new buildings than maintaining. That's why they are busy boasting. because they knew that if we they go and build, they were doing a great thing. Meanwhile, they couldn't maintain things. And because they wanted to Zambia to pay a quoted development when they gave to the Zambian people, they went on doing those things. Then everybody building an amamoaengi. So just imagine at University of Zambia, they don't have toilets, they don't have showers to use, but Pali East Mo, if you're going to the airport, there's East Mo. Foot Palanga Mleko Nekavepa airport, like you're going to the airport again, there's another Mo. So
maybe Himba, maybe that's why the University of Zambia students are saying that they are turning those malls into toilets. Basically, they are using toilets from the mall. That's what they were saying.
It makes sense, Kange.
So at least if you're at least they're covering our investment.
I mean, just can you just imagine umuntu ufwe ulwele pamala? You need a toilet within reach. Why do you have to run ukuya ku toilet? Why do you have to prioritize ukupanga ama roads ayengi before you even prioritize nankane hygiene? Iya kuntu oko wishi that uko kwine kufuma bakateka kukafuma ba economist. That's why you're going to produce lawyers, doctors.
Right.
Mwaya mukupange emisebwesha kweba tishato beka mairo mwaya mukushiti mukwibe mpia mwaya mukulenga abantu baya mukukwata amafumo mwaleka amakondomu yatulika mwaleka abantu batampo kukwata amalwere muleka n'okuchita prioritize ukuleta toilet yakweba tuchite save nankane hygiene y'abantu umuntu abompeshe munanikane mwitoloshi instead atambyo kulabutukira kunanikane. Why? A clique of thieves.
Right.
I tell you.
Okay, so now somebody's just commenting that this problem is not just limited to the University of Zambia. Even at Evelyn Horn College, the same situation. We can't get toilets working. That is terrible.
You know, Bamusha, it doesn't really make sense for me. Vale Congole mpia, vaya Congola. If vale Congole mpia, government ya pitire kwa abe ne ba pu, I think pantwa itemu sushi. So that's why I'm a toilet tabale yabikira kwa manu wale muna kwati ni nomo. You know, vaya Congole mpia shingi. After ba Congole mpia show, vaya building ama roads. Even those roads, they didn't even prioritize because ngabali chitire kwa ba Congole mpia. For me, Bakongole mpia bakula kwe msebo shide, she's linking Zambia to key business places or to the trading areas. Then she mpia batwala kwati kuma toilets ukishita renovate like University of Zambia, Evelyn Horn College, Nipa pantolo mulala aba ichenga mwaya munofo mmoneka bamusha bamo balala na pa tuyotuma bed tuyotu atunshimbi tulia. So for me, the way PF was borrowing is just the same as a person who goes and borrow money, mwatampo kulashita luxury, mwayashita bacon, mwayashita baked beans, mwaladi ama sausage uruchelo. Meanwhile, tamukwete kwa kuyachita pu. Tamukwete kwa kuyichefesha. Epi never reached about PF. No priorities.
Right. So students then decided to protest. There are rumors that those students were sponsored by opposition leaders. I don't think so. I think there is a video that is circulating of that young man, a very crook, and some people are in fact circulating it and making it believe that there were just some opposition leaders that were funding the protest. No. I think the protest was it was from the students themselves. Bantu kwa kuya muko ichefya as students they go at East Park more. That's why they protested. So this idea of no, it's because of opposition PF MPs or anything, or PF people or anything like that, I don't believe it. So the challenge now is for the new government to try and bring toilets at UNZA and toilets at Evelyn Horn, for goodness sake. Gladys?
Yeah. Besides ama toilet ya kunza, which I really, if I were a clique of thieves, in gave your batch prioritize you could become a toilets kuma unza, but besides the toilets yaku maskulu, public toilets ukukusangwa abantu abengi, like the kuma city market, let me just say konse kuma places ukusangwa abantu abengi, they should prioritize ukubika ko ama toilets ayakwebathi nangu kwebathi ma fee paying, because that is one of the things which would actually create jobs. Ngababika kwa ama private fee paying toilets bala ingisha abakutanani kane nabali abakwebathi abayingire kuti mugodi twandalama bakada bale tamfya abantu nabana market, at least they're gonna have some job. Bakula chita collect ama fees, at the end of the day they know that they are going to get paid. Tuakwata kwa clean toilets bushe korela tukapusuka.
No,
korela, it would never end.
If it's actually happening in Zambia with fee-paying toilets. Chilufya market does have a fee-paying toilet, very, very good, or no, for the standards. You enter there and you pay, is it 2 kwacha or 3 kwacha now, and it's pretty good. It's at least it has taken care of basic things like sanitation. Mulikuwa menshi. Out of the money that they realize, I think there is somebody who is attending there, and then of course because you are paying a fee, kulabokuba responsible ngawaingira toilet because you are paying a fee, so no mbakanshi tekuya fyo kwamba to make things worse, and so that is bringing a new culture of responsibility at Chilufya market. When I drove from Livingston in was it August or September, we made several stops, and there are fee-paying toilets. Pamonze, fee-paying toilet that I used. Fee-paying toilet, you give them 1 kwacha or 2 kwacha, you use it, and so that is making a huge difference. So I think for markets, they've tried that concept, and I think that concept is working very well. Akantuma students, even in home students, University of Zambia students, nothing.
No, baba Munsha, if they say that they go pa levy kumana and kanikuma private fee paying, what about those people abashikwete mpia abashikwete nangu ni 5 kwacha nangu ni 2 kwacha ya mpambe ya kuyamkulipila? Can you imagine? And then why should they even be chased at yota bakalembia my exam and sort of things like that? Meanwhile, they are owing them. Why don't they prioritize that? Let them write the exams. I can't blame them because then he's not crying out loud to say hello. They need those toilets.
Ramunsha, I would love also to thank our able leader. After the Yunza students demonstrated the way the whole situation was handled, Toali Lasa, UPND, Ali Lasa, Chivalange, Kutea Bola, Toali Lasa. Ramunsha, the students moved very well. Ukuyafika pa Zababa, no infuti. Tapali umwa icho wafuile, tapali umwa icho wabachitile amatie gasi, ba polisi balera nshanya nabaiche. That's the Zambia we're dreaming of. That's the kind of leadership twale lota. Bashimpundu komwikele, bashita sila. That's what we wanted. Aba ichoku apera freedom.
Himba Malambo, just fill me in because tatuishibe.
Bali babidi. Ndebe tamashina. Kuliba shimpundu, kuliba shitasila, kuliabe neba sushi. So it's a group. Ni team. At team of what graduates?
Ni ba clique of thieves. Once ni ba kabola.
Okay, so no, I was just no, because I was very surprised because Bashimpundu Bashita Sila. So that is the one that really caught me because Himba ukuito muntu ati ni shimpundu erota kwataba mpundu. It's defamation of character.
Ngani ni shilombwile shina na anda fyati Bashimpundu.
Okay, right. Okay.
Mwala isalande shana tonde bati ni shimpundu ni sheo onde landa.
Okay. So what you were saying is that there is a difference in culture, in policing. Because in the past, these students would have been beaten, would have been assaulted, would have been killed, would have been tear gassed, and all sorts of bad things would have happened to them. Under the new dawn, nothing of that sort.
You know, they exercise their constitutional rights. That is their right to be heard by their leaders. That is their right to demand to talk to their country representative, and it was peacefully done. And then the police also, they did their very recommendable job nicely. Baba Shindikaba Iche from Addis Ababa, peacefully. That was wonderful. Bakateka mulebomba awe HH ulimwaume.
I don't know what else I can say, because I've never had a situation where somebody directly and vehemently addresses HH on this program. This is a new thing.
Yes.
Himba, you brought something new here. Eh? Inshamonapo.
Mwaume pabaume.
Atabaume baume.
Baume, nshimbi ni nshimbi.
Yeah. That was quite unusual. Of letting students protest without beating, you know. I think there is a new culture in our country where suddenly there is this air of freedom, and it was because leadership matters to a huge extent. And so everything that used to happen under Udiobuteko Wadipo, it was because of the lack of leadership. Under this government, because of leadership, students can in fact move from the university after, protesting toilets, lack of access to a basic need as students. They come down and they are escorted back to East Park. That was pretty good. Chilufya.
Indeed, we've got a government that we all fought for.
Right.
Bamunsha, if this happened during the Shitasila Shimutengo, Lungu, the kids, they were going to be casualties. People were going to die. There were going to be tear gases. The cells were going to be full of students.
Sure.
But it happened in such an organized manner. It's unbelievable. This is because Bamusha, you are a lawyer. The right to protest is a universal right.
Right. Yeah.
As long as people are protesting peacefully, all that the police would do is escort them, help them, and also have their grievances heard. But MUPF also bamushanga ngamakonka bale salaba shitasila abakumfa kwa grievances. Ngaba UPND, you have to break their bonds. Imagine Kampiongo tale umfenson bamush. This is a problem bamush okuyafunya minister paka Tondo Street. Mwamubika mu posh office atwalaba Minister of Home Affairs.
No, I don't think it's Katondo that is a problem. I think Katondo has produced.
It was just a culture. Kumulu, Bamusha, Kumulu Kwalionaike. There was no leadership.
Yeah.
Takwali leadership, because some of the things that are happening in Bamusha, look at the markets. Even before HH was inaugurated, a press conference, Nokulanda Paliba. Atamaka Bo Vabon market Kufumapo before even inauguration. Leadership. And then Bamusha, it's quite saddening to find that the biggest institution in Zambia, Taikwete basic necessities like toilets, namesh. It's quite sad. And yet our students, they've been paying a lot of money, more than what other students have been paying. Bamusha, this is a university where almost half of our presidents since independence graduated from. This is the pride of Zambia. Bamunsha, how can they go and build more universities when the main university in the country TVBAKWETU toilets? Bamunsha, who stays? I'm just imagining in this house, Mlemotwika toilet Taibomba or toilet Ilafwasa. How do I stay in this house? If I was renting the house, I would be on the head of my landlord, and I'll stop paying ama rentals, because toilet is one of the most important thing munganda. If you never Gladys Vachilandat nalwala palaviata. Bamusha, how are you going to be running Kunan pa? Bamusha, you know the distance between Pa University na Pa East Mall. But you got distance, Padia.
No. Okay, I agree. Pariko distance, but yeah, Mumala Wafisa.
No, but now wala palaviata Bamusha. You have to be running every 5 minutes ukuwekela muku kunani kudom. Ngani pa Saturday.
No, nishuya campinga
pa East Mall.
Yeah.
So that's a situation. There were no priorities in this government, because Vali Shibati Ngawachta rehabilitate the already existing infrastructure. So they have to go and build new universities. Now what I have applying. So that they Darama. Because Ngavali pay a contract, Mema Toilet School University of Zambia. They won't make the millions they would make to build another university. It's quite sad. It's really sad, Mamosha, what these guys did. And indeed, they are a clique of thieves. And there was so much mismanagement at university. I think those guys on top, whatever money students were paying, they were just giving themselves allowances. I rest my peace for now, Mamosha.
Right. Thank you. Womkelavai.
Yes, chungolopo mkwai kimanzibwani sichawasa Jesus chawasa kulozi komulu twela kaofela. It is lovely to be back again, and I just wanted to also say hi to the Livingstonian, our tourist capital, my home. Mulishani, I hope everyone is okay. Livingstone, we are listening that you are doing well, and the city keeps it's one of the cleanest cities so far in Zambia. So keep up the good work. Well, if you chitika kuunza Bamusha, my contribution is I'm not going to go straight and start attacking the government for now. It's just the mindset of management. The people that are given authority to run the institution, how could they fail to deal with small issues like fixing the toilets? Because that, you don't need the government to come in and bring all the resources just to come and fix the toilet. Come on, guys, let's be serious. So our students, they have the right to actually demonstrate, and they have the right to question the management of the University of Zambia. You are failing to even pick up papers around just the trash around the university. Who is responsible? Should Lungu, honestly, Bolungu, come from Chawama to come and help you guys to pick the papers or fix the toilet? Honestly, he's not even a plumber. He was not a plumber. You guys, the management by University of Zambia, you are the people that have the problem. You should change, because you cannot all think like the government who is not caring, because the government doesn't care. But
it's a public university that survives on grants from the state.
Yeah, but they are given grants.
Does not send grants.
Go more accounts department and look at the figures, the balances, how much money has come into that university, how much money has gone to the university through the fees the students are paying. There's a lot of money that the government itself cannot come in and say, look at the vehicles they're driving, those guys. And look at the plots those guys are building, houses they're building. It's prioritizing. They are failing to prioritize the most simple issues, like a toilet. Ngabale filwa ama toilet, bambira ina malatrine ama students. Ngamule filwa. It is so sudden. It is so sad. I know that the government, the previous government, you know, TVBAKWETU, they had no ichikuku or care of the people. They were just thinking of their bellies. How are we going to defraud these chaps? How are we going to defraud this government? Not this government, these people. Ama Zambia and Vala, ngamwaleta lesa, bala talala, no kula umfofo muleland. Elo ifwe nomba will be busy. Look at them plots bakwetama guys. Look at Amayanda bale. How much money do you think those plots or houses costed? They costed a fortune. Those are millions. But they are failing to build a latrine for the students. Management, the management, if anything, they should be fired for failing to provide sanitation for the student, especially Abakashana. You know what our women go through. It's even worse.
Atamalaiti pa Friday, aisa pa Sunday, every week.
And you expect,
yeah.
University students, you were very right, brothers and sisters, to demonstrate. And thank you so much for having shown the demonstration was very peaceful, and you adhere to the authorities. You listen to them, but you expressed your feelings, and we hear you. We are behind you. And you are PF war Muswavile. You thought you were going to tear gas them. I think I don't know how you feel, Kampyongo. How do you think? How do you feel? Bolungu, how do you feel when you see students demonstrating without any loss of life? That is leadership. Leadership, Vamush. Leadership matters. University of Zambia, there's no leadership. Sorry to say this to you guys. The previous government had no leadership. Therefore, the management of HHC through the Minister of Education, can you please reshuffle, change the team, bring in new brains, new bleed. We have new people. Even Nama youths, they can even run. They will surprise you. Not to
run the university. Gladys?
Yes, thank you, Doc. I just wanted to say, nalalanda mchibemba, because limbi toilet bambitabale yumfo chimbusu. Ichimbusu, abo bonse, abo abafumine kwa abo bene ba click of thieves. Vale, ku school kuma university, oko baile, eko basendele na ma certificate. How do they even really feel? At ku school oko basendele ila certificate, obviously ba sendele pa window, bafuma atini ba lawyer, atini ba doctor, atini ba honorable, bali pesa, bali pa Evelyn Horn College, bali pa Copperbelt University, bali pa Yunza. Bushakuti batemo okubaona nikane ukutemwa abana babo tabakwete chimbusu uko baletushisha. And yet they're even proud to say, I was at the University of Zambia. What the hell is that? Instead of feeling pride proud to say that wene nshimwene wino ififire chitika since na lisendenda la mashabe nesha chalo na la insoni ebuntu na la bule shishine ndala mesho ndalapo na la bakulire fimbusu limbi toilet ya chinda mako bakulira kwe fimbusu not at bale ya kuma shopping mall ko bayamkuyafuirisha. No, you should be ashamed banani kane ba PF mwe balipo na bawishinwe. You should be ashamed. Thank you.
Right. So any indications that the new government is prioritizing to build toilets, for goodness sake, toilets at the University of Zambia and Evelyn Horn?
Vamusha, it's not only at Evelyn Horn and University of Zambia. Even, let's just say all the institutions. NDC, Abanipa, all those institutions. And it's not only toilets. The standards there are low. We have TVBAKWETU kwakuya. You have nowhere to go. This is where the only place where Zambian people can get the education they need. It's all the learning institutions. So as much as we are talking of University of Zambia, it's just that they've got the guts to come out and speak. But these other institutions, they are literally going through the same thing. Konse. And it's not only the toilets. Olwama rooms omo bekala abayiche balekala limbi 6 bamo balala panshi bamo takula ama mattress bamo yali tulika. The situation is pathetic.
All right. Now, thank you. I think we've got to transition here. You mentioned that the Ministry of Education can make changes now. It's a little bit complicated to fire a University of Zambia Vice Chancellor, but something must be done. Nevertheless, we have seen a little lag in appointments. Now, Tumfuatama DCs have been appointed. Which DCs have been appointed. That's one of the little challenge that is going to reflect on the lack of communication in the new dawn. A day or 2 days after, who the new DCs are.
No, Vamusha. I think if they've been appointed, then
no, DCs have been appointed. DCs have been appointed. So
that's what I'm saying, Vamusha.
Now they've appointed.
If they've been appointed, then there should be some form of communication, and not only that, Vamusha. Ama DCs who are lower than the permanent secretaries have been appointed by the controlling officers who are permanent secretaries are appointed. When you look at the issue of University of Zambia, we're talking of a permanent secretary for Ministry of Education or Higher Education. Because Vamusha, the issue yam toilet facilities, MoMA institutions, is not only MoMA Higher Education, they were okay. I remember going Payunza in the 80s, late 80s, for Jets Fair. And we were sleeping at Yunza. The facilities were fantastic. But at the same time, I remember visiting my brother who was at Chiwala Secondary School. Vamusha, it was a bad situation. All the toilets were blocked in the entire institution, secondary school. Balea Mumpanga. And then there was a place where students mileage to long pipe wame shuwa ya kuchiwala. Can you believe it? In the secondary school, kuchibwamba. Because kai vale amkufula. Mumpanga, that pipe because the toilets were not working. There were thousands of students there, no toilet. But anyway, Bamunsha, the controlling officer, like this matter per university, it's not the minister who is going to sort out this problem. It's the permanent secretary.
But you require political will.
Point.
Yeah,
because the permanent secretary works with the able to provide grants, university, making sure that in the grants according to the intended purpose.
Yeah.
So,
I don't understand our structures here.
He's a controlling officer. So, grants, they are conditions.
But I have a question.
Now,
Patrick, I have a question for you, my brother. I was once privileged to sit on one of the board PTA secondary schools. Banelanda, Tayama grants, they are just on paper. Olokuma boarding schools, they don't receive these grants. How do you expect these administrative officers to perform when the grants were not coming through?
That's a point, Vamusha, we also need to talk about. And this is the reason why I mentioned my permanent secretary. Because ever making sure that I am a grants now, according to the intended purposes. So my permanent secretary my university to make sure that if in enough. So it looks like Vamusha Tagaleva grants, though they were on paper. So by university now they have to use the literal resources the Shama students to pay themselves salaries.
So at least then what your concern is that even after all these University of Zambia debacle and the lack of toilets, Ifimbo Super University of Zambia and several other problems, you don't see much change unless controlling officers are appointed. But at least they've started with DC.
I think that will help Bamunch, because ever CEO, because ever Filoku checking, as the money the grants we've given them, have they been used according to the intended purposes? And then they need to liaise now with my university authorities, because University of Zambia falls under the Ministry of Ministry of Education. And who is the boss Minister of Education? The permanent secretary.
Yeah. Okay, so I think appointments will be coming. The spokesperson for the president had said that Monday this week was going to be the day. The president himself, during one of the radio phone-in programs, he said that you appoint in a day or two. So it's taken quite some time. I hope they'll be appointed so that we see what happens. But they're going to be appointed. But they've been appointed. There is no list of DCs, but they have to go to their districts. So the State House felt it was too little a matter to attend to, and maybe now some other people to attend to the list of names of DCs.
Yeah, so Musha, the issue at university and other institutions, I think we take over HH, which we believe is gonna do wonders, but we never start prioritize those issues, Yama students, because I know a lot of people most of Zambia, MPs, former ministers, even current ministers, most of them are well off. They don't take into those institutions. So, but so bafire bachita prioritize their situation. There is no way sanitation at university are so bad like that to the extent that students were to protest. If there is no money, they need to find money. They can't wait for the budget in January. They need to start doing that.
Yeah. If anything, they were supposed to close the university if the toilets are not. There's no sanitation. They're supposed to close. Management I'm still going back to management, because there's no way they should wait for permanent secretary or any senior government officials to come in and tell them to say, can you clean that toilet? Can you just clean it? Because the toilets are there. All they need is just to bring in a plumber that can come and either decongest or flush out, or make, just to renovate. We have the facilities already there. They're not going to build new ones. They are already there, but they need to just maintain them, renovate them. You don't need billions. You don't need billions of kwachas. What is wrong with these people with number billions cash? Number millions. And so now they're busy quoting number dollars. Huh? Now we never management, they are busy maybe quoting just petty cash, but therefore 50 million US dollars. Where would they get that? Let them use their initiative. when you are given a responsibility as a managing director of an institution, or you are the general manager, you make sure that everything is in order, that the bomba and your bosses are not answering to you. You close it because you're doing the right thing, but not where you sit. Now we call at Boma is Ayanganap. You want Boma to come and Yaganep, it's you who's going to die of Korea. So do something, management, do something. If students could see that you are making efforts, I don't think they would even have had the courage to even take it on the street. They would have simply said, our management is doing fine. We're going to go to the government officials to say, why are you holding on to the money to come and renovate our properties? Because management has told us. But the management themselves, they are failing to just fix small little, even like a door locker. You go for thing, you find a lot of things are broken. They can't, even a bulb. You want a president to come and fix the bulb for you. That mentality should end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've really exhausted that issue of what should happen and what management should do. Regarding appointments, if our listeners already know anyone that has been appointed as DC, please let us know. Because as a media organization, are we even a media organization? But Gladys, are we a media organization?
We are not a media organization. If at all a party, yes, we are Taturiama parties and some of us. I mean, in an Aquatafe party, mo party and in Zambia party, that's my party. So I'm objective. So it doesn't matter nanguni president. If you just do something wrong, we will spit out.
So do you have a list of new DCs?
Well, that's why, that's why I think the majority of the Zambian-led program, abantu n'abakwata insomnia. They are really anticipating at Limbia Machina balalanda bamunsha balalanda. They have tried to drink a sleeping pill. Unfortunately, they cannot take a sleeping pill. Balet expired. Yeah, expired. That's why number kumana okay. The only medicine is let's go to TVBAKWETU and check out if Limbia Machina na for me. But we've been curious. I've been curious myself. Like, okay, therefore Kumana Machina, who's on? So whoever is holding on to the names, please stay share to the
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that His Excellency Hakainde is actually trying to give power to these other departments to take control. Like he said about the Commission of Police, that it is not his responsibility to appoint, but to give.
No, sorry, Bamkalabai. I think you're talking about something different. DCs have already been appointed. If we are to trust the statement from State House, DCs have already been appointed. The question is, where is the list? That's where the disconnect is.
It's in government gazette.
I think there is here. I think Baletina pandemonium. Kabidi abantu bale to full. I mean, the thing is, everyone cannot. Everyone. Pandemonium. Everyone wants to be employed. Everyone wants to be appointed. No. So Coach Ta says maybe situation, but we are getting curious, more than curious. We want the names.
I'm not sleeping.
Expired pews.
I think it's normal. District. First of all, this has no formal way of applying. So the party wants to apply it, they want to be DC. To go to the district, it's even more confusing. So HO State House aid, whatever it is, if you have a list and you've taken it to the districts or you've taken it to the provinces, instruct the provinces to release the list to media like us, so that tuishive who are on those. There is no way you can say that the president has appointed DCs and that's it. I know that DC is a very junior position and State House should not be involved. But after you appoint, this is curious. This is a new dawn. This is a new government. We want to know who is in, who is out. Tupange ko mulomo, tuambe ko, tumfwe ko win, and people celebrate. That's what we want to see. So you can't just distance yourselves from it. Instruct whoever needs to be instructed, but to pay the list to money. Epera. Because people have moved from Kabompo, they've gone to Lusaka. They've moved to Lusaka. Why are they in Lusaka?
Tulikuno badimi chimashini ku Lusaka.
Naimo mlefu ya DC kui kumporokoso.
Yes.
Mwarishwe mpia wa DC bafola 2,000 kwacha per month. 2,000.
Vamos, bakandundila.
Imwe bakamilundile.
Ma contract namayande lokula ma plots bamusha. Everyone forever.
Okubombere echalo. I now ba Chilufya balefo okubombere echalo. I think that's where the deal is. Anyway, so on the list, if you have any public information, you could chiloko wat abantu bale ruala pamala, you know, BP, abantu BP, mumala na abarwala, bambi bale na kunganga, mukubukisha. Ati bapere kwe shuko, yakubabu DC. No, bane. It is nice, release it promptly so that abashitipo, beshibazi tabadipo. Bantu you've already appointed. And this is very important because it's a hybrid between politics and the bureaucracy. It's a hybrid. And we need that position. It's a very, very important position. Whichever genius came up with that position was right. We need a position at the district level, blur the bureaucracy and the politics. That is very important. So we want to know who is in and who is out. So Alenibane, please release, not to know what mumangwi, you know, kumara Facebook post, oh, you need DC, you need no bane. You know, so we should have been scrutinizing names to them on, oh, you Shanchani, you are in the chairman, why you PND at that point? They've now become a civil servant, Nishkansh could vacancy in UPND. So that other people na shani, but they aspire that ekuteka, you elevate some, everybody kwa upward mobility. Echo ububu teko bule tekela. Take fiat yom to correct things. No. Upanga personnel changes, new people come in, new ones aspire to be UPND shan yuko. Ekuteka bueno pakobati icharo nomba chiteshani chitalale. Abantu bachiramu. Ukuwala.
No.
Vamusha iliria shiria miti abana iliria shiria miti etwale pera bena Zambia. I think ba PF batampo kuderera umuntu ale signa ama contract akwe wati abantu vanwe ama expired ARVs, expired condoms, ama family planning ne fupo fyalepo abantu bamo baleka lipa yona alikwe but you should be taking the family planning too. You're not drinking no mbefu moli afuma kwisa walikwata all that confusion in the country. Apart from that, as we are talking, the person who was in charge of such namufutala mwine tabakweta ama toilets amenshialaya the civil servants are not looked properly, then omuntu no kwisa the government should pay me back. Atumana ba lawyer katushinga nikwisa bali balembenga atela to demand for money from the people you caused confusion in their homes, from the people you poisoned, from the people you infected. Actually, we need to sue this man. Bantu bali tupelo kuba infected bali tupela tu abana amafumu yaleta ama problems mumayanda abayiche balepula amafumu unplanned for The toilets in the hospitals, the labor wards is not well looked after. Ku labor ward it's pathetic. Abana mayo balepapira panshi. Elo omuntu ni conscious nchakwata kuderera ekyalo okwo. N'abaddeerera ati mpeni mpya because for deformation of kale mwali ngona wireshina. Inga bena abantu ayipaishe because there are people who died because of drinking expired medication. However, PF, can you please sit down and give us time to wombe tufumye fiko mwabikire. Teka nyenyi.
Is there even any comment? Gladys, can I add anything? After Himba speaks such that I'm speechless.
Yeah, alabwafya. Awe. Barabashukuru bantu. Awe, sure. I think he knows Alef distraction ile alepanga. He's trying to distract the people of Zambia, and the wounds are still so fresh. And where does he even get the guts to plan that he on them when there's even evidence to ale monado aisa monafia tata ma yangu yale pana dona shire na ashitira ba mayo kanshama bunayo na ikayonse umulandu wa pana dwefi achita nani. Hello, ma panado aya ba expired. Where does he get that guts? Like anybody elipile ndala mabale elipi bale winisha ba lawyer abo bene shiri no kupwa pantu milandu shabo tulependa, and we're going to make some pressure pantu. Twalikalipelo twakalipange enyense ngata mwashishi benyense na uyo wine na kwishwa no kwishibo kwa afumali ishwa nenyense fo twakalipa ichongo. Chimono kweba murebo walisha abantu wao na abantu elolanda ati mumpele 50 million. Basho wasenda tashafula bakupele na 50 million. Oh my God. Napela papene ndelunda po fest ndetontonkanya fingi fya kulanda kasaka.
We shall counter sue as well for professional negligence and $100 million US to fire. And with on top of that, we are going to get our monies that you guys got without permission from the Zambian people. Because when you look at how much money he was making himself, and we want to calculate how much, how did he even arrive at 50 million? The amount of money, if it was a genuine doctor or minister earning genuine money, he cannot even reach 20 million.
I like what you are saying, Bamkelaba. What you are saying is, if a person is demanding for 50 million, because kind of damages for defamation, they are tied to how much you are worth, Mamana.
Loss of earnings.
It's not worth that much.
Mamana, court. But court state ba pingulo kobat number amuli pireshinga 5,000 kwacha. Pantu isho apanga ntu kwacha. In his life, gatwa such to add all the money that he can work for in his life. To asanga in 2,000 kwacha. There is no way that a court is going to say, we are going to give you 100 million. No. Because ama damages yonsenga twayabola. Twayasankanya pamo. They can't reach that. So number umuntu bokwata guts ya which the demand for $50 million. It means ale panga impieshing. Tevyo feel?
Yes.
Ba mukela bai teine yo. Ba mukela bai bale ipshoko bat nomba ni shwale panga shani mpia. That are in millions. Imaba mukela bai. He was a businessman, right? Tamwa mfwati was a businessman.
Bamusha, there was in government, the previous government or the previous years, during Corona period, you ask who is the businessman I can refer to where we can get some advice. Georgia from Lusaka. Ask him an average entrepreneur in Zambia, how much profit now and ask about the so-called tax return. I will get these people. You will find that in the Valesta remit cannot reach the amount of money they're busy purporting to be claiming that's how much they want to be paid for. You know, these guys were stealing. They were stealing money. There was no business, Zambia. There was no business. People were running business. They were running on losses. But what happened? Where were they getting all these millions suddenly? From 2014 or 15, the businesses in Zambia were not doing much better because the economy was struggling. And then someone today comes and say, you know, I'm going to purchase a helicopter. I'm a businessman. I made money. What? Where did you even? How? Which company? Where? Now, so South African companies, big companies, they are failing to reach the profit that you guys are making. But you come here and try to lie to the Zambian people that we have made so much money when the country was going through economical hardship.
So some of the businesses that the gentleman ran borrowed very heavily from the Development Bank of Zambia. And right now, the Development Bank of Zambia has no money. But Chilufya, you are aware of that, eh?
Yes, Vamusha, yeah. Yeah, but Vamusha, it's so shameless. But Chilufya tabako attention for the things he did, Vamusha, to even come and ask for 50 million, even inflicting more pain on the Zambians. Vamusha, Zambia is the only place I've come to discover that family planning tablets, medication, even implants, tayabomba. Because if you have a fake, or if you have expired, Vamusha, I don't want to mention names, but I've got relatives. Our Pama implants, Nama family planning, the next thing bad kwatama fumo. If it afichitikwa kubulaya, nangufepa South Africa, patafichitikwa. Nangufepa Botswana. Nomba kuzambia, because ba mgushite fimiti ya expired. Because nangumalimike implant ya jita expire. Tia bomba. So, Chilufya, Dr. Chilufya, takwa atensoni. You know, mwaisha ba musha, ba kabolala, inson tabakwata. The so-called the clique of thieves. Tabakwa tensoni. Mwalivo kabolala kwa tensoni ba musha. You know, kabolala sa kuibira munganda sa kwebati, I'm sorry. Next time ishakese kuibira. Kabolala, that's why ibira. So, Chilufya Chitalu, I don't know. I think the other thing is, abantu balelanda tu bamushaka mama na comments balelanda ti. But HH is a very good leader, but too lenient to these people. But too nice to these people, to the extent that even umuine wa CO2 na baba shimpundu 4x4 DNA was batambokola pangecho, because they think awakateka definitely quiet or aleba sunga bwino aleba start treat with dignity and respect. Beda ba start ba malakwati mu takweta nani I don't know what they think about him. You know, maybe because it's too nice to them. But the thing is, he promised that Filamale to kala mkumichita. But whether they've taken that for a weakness, but the Bachitalu, Baleko Kupange Chongo. Because what he has done, because Bamunsha, as we've talked about this, Bala ila government yama clicks ya kwa lungu, ya government yama kerenka. Uyu muntu, bali shibiati, Uremila ndunga tabashika, Hiremila ndunga tabamushile prosecute, Bamuchitana he wasn't found guilty. So, but he cannot be tried twice. It's double jeopardy. So, because he was tried under a regime that was crooked. So, Tawam Sangre guilt. He wasn't found guilty not because Tari guilty. It's because even the system was corrupt. So now he's taking advantage of that we cannot prosecute him because he has already been prosecuted. And that's why but Chilufya needs to stop this nonsense. What he has done to the Zambians is so bad. and umuntu wakwata ama morals, integrity as a doctor afile umfensoni. I rest my peace.
Now they borrowed politically exposed persons. They borrowed a lot of money from the Development Bank of Zambia. Some I don't know how to verify this. Some are saying that in fact one of the properties that Dr. Chilufya could have interest in has borrowed very heavily from the Development Bank of Zambia. Mwinchitasuba Chilufya ndera ndati if I don't have any proof, but quite company kamwako mwako ata kumanza nako kalia kongola ko something ku Development Bank of Zambia, and so the Development Bank of Zambia has no money to lend anymore. And they can't just move on all these politically exposed persons to retrieve the money that taxpayers, because the Development Bank of Zambia is somehow underwritten by the taxpayers.
Actually, Bamunsha, for me, abakatuishi ni katungani ba chilu katuishi. Our first, nokuwashita strip the title of doctorate. He doesn't deserve to be a doctor in medicine. He doesn't. He needs to get another title. I think the perfect title president airport is the best title for him. He doesn't need the title of a doctor. Pantu, whatever he did, na conscious tabakwa. Okay, if he is not experienced to do the medical things, to work in the health industry, he would have had the common sense. For now, he should have kept quiet, because he has injured us. He has injured the Zambian people. There are people who've gone to their graves early because of his incompetence. So, this is too much.
All right. Thank you very much, Gladys. Over to you. I'm now ceding my chairmanship or chairpersonship.
Induna.
Well, in England you say chairperson because you can't be saying chairman. Equality and all.
Emisango shaba chairman. Emisango shaba chairperson. Ati you are now the chair.
And in a way, Chipuna first before Shilalanda Pwefidifionse, I think I'll let Frank say something because he's been there for some time. Frank.
Right, I don't even know where to start. It's really weird. It's a strange one because the other day when this university student were marching, I got very, very, very emotional. Because a lot of times you see what is happening back home when students start marching because they got no toilets at their campus. You've got a lot of bigger problems than you think we have. Those are basic things. People are supposed to be talking about the quality of teaching in the universities, and yet the first discussion is about we've got no toilets. Then you wonder, what's the quality of education? And I think if is anybody out there who thinks what the PF government, if they did anything that was productive, for me that underlined everything. We're not even talking about the quality of the education. Let's not even talk about the quality of our education at some of the universities that we have. God forbid. Toilets. And there's still people thinking what the PF government did. Those are basic things that our people should have. But they were getting all their money, putting it for themselves, money that was meant to go to health, money that was meant to go to education. We talk about the highest institution in our country. That has to be the best of the best of the best in the country. And we're talking about not having toilets. That is ridiculous. What have they been doing? Every government that comes in has to focus on the people that they're ruling. The people put the government in there. What do the people need and what can we give the people? This government, the PF government, gave nothing to the people, took away from the people, took away meal allowances from the poor people, took away health from our Zambian people, from our people, put expired medication. And if there's any PF sympathizers, I make no apologies, by the way, anybody who loves his country, anybody who loves our country cannot stand and say, I support this party that poisoned our people. Putting expired medication into hospitals is an equivalent of putting poison and putting it in running water. And everybody has to say, this should not happen and will never happen in our country again. And no matter what color I wear, anybody who will poison my people, for me, I'm not going to be backing them. I'm not going to be supporting them. There's a level of greed. The PF took greed to another level. To the level where we say we've got this medication and it will cause harm to people, it will cause unplanned pregnancies to people, but we don't care what economic hardship and what health hardship it's going to give on the people. We're just going to give it to them. That is a level of carelessness that you can never see anywhere. And no Zambian should ever accept that.
Thank you so much, Frank. Yeah, I'm just going to say something before I give somebody to say something. I'll say it in Bemba. I love to embrace my Bemba though. Frank, don't forget. Ati mumbwe aitile inshimu no kumububa shamububa. And this is what the PF is trying to do. Baite inshimu nomba shala ababuba. Inshimu, it's us. You calling for more trouble, Chilufya, wherever you are. You are listening to us. You know that if you don't data fila pola, and then that guts, I think it's coming from somewhere. I can smell a rat because abantu bomale pangana bena madiuzi, abantu abale mitunkati, let's just do this. You're going to get away with it. I think this time you're probably not going to get away with it. Like you just got away with it last time. Oko mwale senda abantu benu. Mwalitupela ma poison, slow poison, abantu besu bafu ati bafuide na ma COVID, and yet tema COVID bafuide bale fwana ma panadols aba expired and all the antibiotics. Mwadabwa abantu benu, abo bene bashinanika ne bashi Bushman and also his minions. Nomba mwabapela yo ene ati mwabapela ama condom. Iso kwisa mkula danda ola bashimpundu ati yo tebandi. Tebandi mulandu mwalila batikansha makondomu yali tulaika n'okutulaika. This is the results. Atefo bali obushiku fiturukira ku bushiku. This is the end result of it. I raised my case for now. I'll come back to you, but I'm really pissed. I'm so charged. I'm a wounded lion, just like on behalf of the Zambians. I'm a wounded lion or wounded elephant because of what you have done to the Zambian people. I raised my case.
It's very frustrating that the same people who cause the same havoc has even got the guts to say, I want $50 million US for this. Because how do you go to poisoning the Zambian people and actually feel invincible in what you're doing? And this is what I'm going to do. Like nothing in him says what I did to the Zambian people is so wrong and I have to apologize. And he comes out and sends his lawyers out to come and do whatever they want to do. And I think for our president, HH, we get you are a kind man and you're doing a very good job in our country for the mess that we have. But we can't have these people walking around adding salt to the injuries they cause. They just can't. People have to start paying for what they did. People have to start paying the price for the action that they took. I know a friend of mine, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and today I'm very, very emotional. I was speaking to a friend of mine I went to school in Zambia with. Two of our friends we went to school with passed away because of this expired medication. So it's not just about TVBAKWETU coming on and being emotional. It's the people that we know and the effect that it has on these people and the effect that it still has on people today. And this man wakes up from his sleep and says, I want you to sue for personal slander or for whatever. there is a parent out there who cannot experience time with their children because of your careless and stupid decision.
Thank you so much, Frank. Himba, do you have something to? I know you always have something to add on, please.
Gladys, actually, me, I'm still insisting on the point that this man, he should be stripped off the title of doctorate, because when they qualify to be doctors, they swear that they're going to prevent or they are going to protect people's lives. And on this one, he has failed. What is the Medical Association of Zambia doing to him? Why is he still called a doctor? Because he's failed. He's actually gone against the ethics, the code of conduct in the medical fraternity. So why are we even calling him a doctor? By now, this guy, the Medical Association of Zambia, should have done something to him, because he has failed us as Zambian people.
May I come in, Chair?
Yes, please. You may come in. Just if you can express your frustration about.
I know my
about
sister.
a non-doctor, because he's not a doctor.
I
know.
Really. Talking about him, or just raise my BP nangu. So nikumusia chabe, and then we shall talk about him when the right time comes, when we shall go to court as well and counterclaim and now sue him now for real professional negligence, because nobody has taken up the part to take him to court over that. We can also do that. Any Zambian can just stand and go. And the reason why he's going to be sued, of course, the government will be involved, because he was serving as a minister at that time, and vicariously is liable together with the state. And of course, it will be the tab that Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND government are going to take up. But at the end of the day, they are the ones that are going to go down to him and say, it was during your duty, and as a person, as an individual, you acted ultra-virusly, therefore, you are going to be charged. We are going to pay these people, the people that have sued the government through you, and now we are going to come to you and grab every property, every money that we have paid these people, and we're going to get it from you. Because definitely people can start making cases. I urge all these new brooms lawyers to think about this case and study and investigate and come up with a cause of action. There is a cause of action here. There's no way this chap can be scot-free just like that. Bantu amazambian tulatino kia koti ati yo mlandu ukasenda, it will take so much time, but don't worry with that. Whatever happens is that the case, for as long as it has commenced, how long it will take when judgment is issued, the period will be taken into account, how long it was taken, and you'll be awarded as well. So having said that, we shall cross the bridge when we get there, but let him not temper us or fool us around to come up with such claims that he wants to claim 50 million, which he is not worth, unless he can tell us that that is how much he is worth. And then we'll question now, the anti-corruption will now go back. They can pick up the same tab and say, we are coming up with new cases, we have acquired new evidence, and now we can now get you. Yes, it is possible. There's nothing like double jeopardy. If at all he was discharged, or if he was acquitted, maybe he may stand a chance of protecting himself by saying, I can't be tried on the same case again. But if he was, because we know that the nolle prosequi was abused during the previous regime, that anyone that comes, that is charged, they come up with no, nolle. Today, the nolle prosequi is known by everyone now. Zambian are best, they can actually be best lawyers today in Zambia because of the safety and all these things that they've done. But my point is that I want to urge Zambian people, let's not just sit here and keep on blaming, condemning what these guys have done. They've destroyed our country, and we can never go back. So the best solution, the best way I want to urge my fellow Zambians is, especially you, the business community, you who are doing well, you who have the good heart for the people, the churches, bring that money. Let's go to University of Zambia there. Do something for the good of the students. Make them toilets, pastors. Pastor Banda, Pastor Wachiruva, all those people, you are men of God. Show us that you care. Go. NGOs. There's so many NGOs in Zambia today that are doing well, that are standing, trying to protect and prevent human rights, protect children and girl child. We have girl child at the University of Zambia. They need sanitation. Let's help. Even you, us here in the diaspora as well. Let's contribute some little bit of money. Let's come up with like association. There are so many associations that I'm seeing on media. Let's go. Let's contribute something. Let's go Paunza. Let's go Paivrenhon, and let's build a toilet. I don't think a toilet can cost 50 million like he is claiming. It will cost us 20,000 kwacha, 50,000 kwacha. It's enough. We can build. So let's try to do those things. Because if we sit here and talk about these guys, negate them for the things they've done, we shall be here until Katwishi. So the best thing is to show them that, look, we are not like you. We want to move forward. So we are the party that is moving forward. Zambians are good people. They mean well. So let us go to the University of Zambia and help our brothers. Those are our children, our brothers and sisters. Let's go and help them, give them a toilet. Let's build a toilet. I'm a businessman.
Thank you so much, Mamkelabai. I just wanted to say something that, yes, please.
I was just going to say, every time I hear anybody say, let us build them a toilet, I can feel my heart just break into pieces. Because this is just, it's a dire situation where we just think, it's the basic things. It's the basic things.
But we also have a lot of business people who have a lot of money who try to contribute and manage to donate in different organizations. This is another way they can also donate, at least donate a toilet or make a toilet for mule to advertise. Ngamlefa mkalembe ponation na pa toilet apopene. Nganimwe bo bashna nikani bash bushman mkalembe ponation at this toilet I have donated to the school or to this institution, donated by Vashi Mpundu, donated by Vashi Bushman for you because you want to promote your business. It's another way of indirect advertising. So please do charity at least to our people abali kuma skulu. Eko mwafumisha ma certificate unless nga mwafumisha ma certificate pa window. Anyway, I just wanted to also encourage our viewers. I can see that our viewers also have a lot of frustration. In a few minutes, I'm going to read at least one or two comments from our viewers. They just have the same frustration as we have. And just like Mamkelaba, I said that our Zambian people don't be scared. But for me, I would say that the Zambian people, I am a Zambian. We are not scared, and the Zambian people at home are also not scared because this is the new dawn. We are exercising our right, and for the Zambians to go and demonstrate, they were also, it's another way of showing that this is the time for you and I to speak up and step up and say, this is what we want. This is the Zambia we want. This is the Zambia we envision. This is the Zambia we want to see all throughout until Zambia katwishinga ikesepwe chalo chikesepwa. We want a better Zambia, and we're not going to sit down and relax. We're always going to say something when we see something is not adding up. Like a toilet, ichimbusu, where it is a need. It is a need, whether you like it or not. Why not abana b'amasukulu abalira ku masukulu. Anyway, please,
57.
viewers, kindly join us. I'm sure there's a link out there. You are more than welcome to join us and come and air your views, your frustration. We have our democratic right to say, not to insult anybody, but at least to point out all the wrongs which we are seeing. You are more than welcome to join us, and kindly send us stars as well, or on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not a Facebooker, sorry, but at least I know that you can send stars from Facebook, or on YouTube. You can press on the like, and also you can send us stars as well. Over to you, Himba. I'm doing gender. I'm trying to balance, but
That's okay.
you're taking over. Over to you, Himba.
Thank you, Gladys. And Gladys, as much as we are saying, the other private and the community should come in to support the efforts of the government, like ukule Fimbusu, ukula, to support, to renovate this. Although the other government that just left, they didn't believe in maintenance because they don't understand the importance of maintenance. That's why they can't even maintain their children or sponsor their children. But as much as we are saying, Abantu, they should come in, the public should come in. What should happen for now is that first, let's clean the system, because we have a bucket that is leaking as we are talking. The bucket is leaking. No matter the community is going to collect this money, it's this same bunch of cliques who are going to handle these finances. It won't even reach the intended targets. The first thing it should happen, the systems should be cleaned. Chakuti timu balisha abantu babomo bali mu system. So as much as innocent people or those people who mean well would come in, it won't help anything. And I'm saying, as much as we are saying, University of Zambia, I'm saying across the country, all the government institutions, the health facilities, secondary schools, higher education facilities, they need to be maintained. Innovations. There is need to renovate all these government institutions. That's why he should have a conscience, because that money would have worked. So if that money they were giving the girlfriends would have been given to the government institutions, would have been taken to University of Zambia, how many toilets would have been renovated? Would have been taken to Choma Secondary School? If they were taken to Chikankata Secondary School, Kalomo, how many schools would have been upgraded by now? So, as much as we are saying, let's clean the government institutions, let's have the right people to look into these people who are handling these finances, even these grants. Because the bucket we are filling, it's naiturika. So let's clean the government administrative.
Thank you so much, Himba. We just have about 2 minutes. We're going to close in a few minutes. I just want to read 1 or 2 comments before we close. I have a comment here from Chichi. She says that, I'm sure she's talking about Chilufya Bene. Does he know what that amount of money can do to prevent diseases, poverty in remote areas, education for our poor children? And then I also have another comment from Mark Cabs. We now need the taxpayers' money to work for all Zambians, including UNZA students. That budget, which has announced recently, should cover the UNZA toilets. And I got another comment where I said, like the bunch of thieves. I think toilets. Those are the jobs, at least the least jobs they'll be allocated to. Baka toilets. Aya munani mumochari hospital konse kuli abantu ko bafuira. kabiri nishe bali involved baka ewamya kwa toilet I am mortuary I am hospital na ya kumalankane kuma institutions kuma school baka emkumkuya abapero kuya abafaira ba plambero babe bat nomba kulongolola enyuma. Thank you.
Ngire kwali bama toilet mumochari
Kule kuine mupepi na kumochari nga baletwala abantu bala kuma toilet kule kwali bama toilet
Oh yeah, okay, for the mothers.
Wow, 57 years. I think for the Zambian people, I think we're nearly coming to a close before Gladys closes. Just put this in perspective. 57 years after independence, and we've just had a whole discussion about toilets. You know what you do? Just think about that. You know what you're gonna do? Just think about that. 57 years after independence, and we've just had a whole discussion about toilets.
Can you imagine?
And then somebody will say, "Twali bomba."
You know.
That's so wonderful.
Well, thank you so much. This has been TVBAKWETU. Thank you for being with us and sharing your views. And we hope you come and watch us also next time and share the views together. And we encourage you as much as possible to join next time so that we share the views. Thank you so much and see you soon. Mulale bwino musenda me bwino chungulo mukwai.